We welcome you to Oakland and the Coliseum. It's a brief two-game series between the San Diego Padres and the Oakland A's, both with similar records and similar situations as we check out the NL standings in the wild card from Manny Machado and the Padres, who have that second spot right now. The Reds are 4 games back. The Cardinals are 6.5 back. Similar for Oakland and Matt Olson, their wild card scenario. They've got the 2 spot with the Red Sox in the number 1 spot right now. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. When we found out that Fernando Tatis Jr. was headed on the IL, one thing is for sure, we knew the Padres would have to step up in a big way, and they did on Sunday, really spreading it around in the win against the Colorado Rockies.
Shows you the depth of this Padres team. They're going to miss his offense, his defense, and, of course, his excitement. But as Donnie mentioned, in the game Sunday, 7 different Padres, 7 of them, collected hits, at least 1 hit. And it just wasn't singles, it was doubles, it was some home runs. So up and down the lineup, they have to stay hot, get on for the next guy. And yes, they will have the extra base hit, enabling them to win some ball games. How about Kim catching up with the fastball, hitting it out of the yard as well? So defensively, I think they're fine also with Cronenworth and Kim at shortstop. Shows you the depth of this Padre team.
We just saw the Oakland A's a week ago, but they're much different now. The trade deadline has come and gone. A much different looking roster.
Trying to maintain in the wild card race, and it's a tough division in the AL West, but Chafin adds to a veteran bullpen. Marte, Harrison, and Gomes, bona fide big league players for the Oakland Athletics. They got better in a lot of categories. So when you talk about Marte, he's got some speed, he's got some pop. 3 for 4 and 3 stolen bases for the Athletics. 3+ hits and 3 stolen bases in a game since 2011. That has happened, and there's his speed right there. The on-base percentage is just through the roof. Yan Gomes behind the plate. It calls a good game, good defensively. He gives you some pop. He hit a home run in a 2 for 5 effort versus the Angels. This impact that they did with the trades is going to really impact them during the stretch.
Coming up, Sean Manaea was solid in San Diego last time against the Padres. On the hill again tonight for Oakland. Bob Scanlon breaks down his success next on Valley Sports San Diego.
Going for the Padres tonight. He'll be going up against Sean Manaea for the Oakland Athletics. It is a battle of the lefties part 2. And the last time these two guys matched up, well, you see there, Manaea got the better of Blake and the Padres. In fact, he was perfect all the way into the 6th inning before he issued a walk to Jurickson Profar. He allowed a single off the bench to Eric Hosmer. That broke the spell, but all night long he did a great job of keeping the Padres off balance using his fastball changeup combination, allowed only that 1 hit while striking out 9. Well, what made him so tough? Let's take a quick look at it. First of all, what you're going to notice on the left is a fastball, on the right is a changeup. The delivery, absolutely the same in both pitches. But here's the key thing. As he starts to deliver the ball, throws across his body a little bit, but he keeps his hand behind his head in both cases to hide it. Now look at this, the release point identical. And here's the final part. Watch the arm speed on the fastball. Now the arm speed on the changeup, exactly the same. He hides the ball well. He has the same release point, and he doesn't slow his arm down on that changeup. You put it all together, the Padres are going to have their work cut out for him tonight to try to get to Sean Manaea, but they'll try to get it done as they bring the bats to the Bay. Manny Machado has been leading the way. He's been hot in July. Can he bring it into August? He'll try to give some run support to Blake Snell. Padres, A's, first pitch coming up next right here on Valley Sports San Diego.
Valley Sports presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, official partner of the San Diego Padres. By Sequan Casino. Watch the Padres all season long at Sequan Casino Resort. Win exclusive prizes, game tickets, and more. By Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Jack in the Box. Remember, when the Padres hit a home run tonight, you get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with a purchase of a large drink. We welcome you to Ring Central Coliseum in Oakland. The Padres and Oakland A's in the first of a brief 2-game series. It's time now for the weather report, brought to you by HES Solar. 69 degrees, 5 miles per hour. The breeze from the west. Mostly sunny is the forecast, not a cloud in the sky above the Coliseum as we get it started in Oakland as the Padres get ready for this brief 2-game road trip. Not just the series, but the road trip is only 2 games. Let's check out the Padres starting lineup, brought to you by Mozzie Heating, Air, and Solar. Tommy Pham leads it off. He is the DH with Jake Cronenworth at second base. Manny Machado's at third. Will Myers in right with Eric Hosmer at first base. Austin Nola doing the catching, batting sixth with Trent Grisham in center field. Ha-Sung Kim, who had a great game on Sunday. Back at shortstop, he bats safe with Jake Marisnik, the newcomer, in left field, batting ninth for the Friars. Well, for the second time in a week, the Padres are going to have to deal with Sean Manaea.
Yeah, he did a number on the Padres last time out. 10-4 victory. He pitched 6 innings. The changeup was really working for him. Pretty much a 3-pitch pitcher. He struck out 9. He only walked 1. He is a strike thrower. And as far as lefties and righties are concerned, 174 off lefties, 259 off righties. We are ready to go. A little brief 2-game set here from Ring Central Park. And for the Padres, as Tommy Pham steps up to the plate, stepping up to the mic, who is a gentleman who's called many playoff games at this ballpark, Mr. Don Orsillo.
Thanks very much, Mudley. Here we go. Game 1 of a 2-game series as Tommy Pham stands in on the right side, and the first pitch of this one is going to miss in for ball 1. So Pham leading it off, and he is the DH in tonight's game for the Padres. 11 home runs for Pham on the year. And there's a strike, picks up the inside corner, that fastball at 94.
Both sides of the plate. That's what Manaea does. That's what he did so well last time out against San Diego.
And Manaea with 9 wins on the year. Start number 22 of the season, and that ERA just over 4 for the left-hander. 94 and by him. It's 2-2.
Nice and easy delivery. That was evident in San Diego last time out. And on the infield, pretty much straight away. In the outfield, to go the other way for Tommy Pham.
Hardest ball Manaea has thrown at 95, but he missed with it. See the sun shining brightly in the right fielder's eyes and the center fielder. But both the plate and the mound in the shadows.
Defense for Manaea and the Oakland Athletics. Mark Canna in left field. Starling Marte, the new addition in center. Ramon Laureano in right. Chapman and Andrews on the left side. Harrison and Olsen on the right side for the A's. Behind the plate tonight, Yan Gomes catching Sean Manaea. Manaea and Gomes is the battery for Oakland.
3-2 pitch to Tommy Pham. And another foul off to the right out of play.
He is just challenging Tommy Pham with 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. Second one right down the middle, can't catch up to it.
Pham has had back-to-back games going 0 for 4 and striking out 3 times in each of those games on Saturday and Sunday. 3-2. And a fly ball sent down the right field line, foul again. Well, remember, when the Padres hit a home run tonight, you get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. And a lot of Friar faithful on the road in Oakland.
Oh, you got the drum section working already.
Oh, yeah.
They've got the great fan sections there up in Oakland. Love it.
Very festive atmosphere. 3-2 is out towards deep left center field. Back towards the wall, and that ball is gone. A home run for Tommy Pham. Takes it over that high fence in left center field, and for Pham, his 12th of the year. 9-pitch at bat, and Pham gets the solo home run. Padres lead it 1-0. Leadoff home run to start the ball game for Tommy Pham.
Sean Manaea kept challenging him with fastballs. We saw 2 or 3 fastballs, 94, 95 down the middle. And here's the 2-seamer. That one is down the middle of the plate. That one is elevated right across the San Diego on the chest. And after seeing 3 or 4 fastballs, he timed this one perfectly. And Manaea made a big mistake. He goes, okay, I got to make an adjustment.
There's a high strike call to Jake Cronenworth. So Tommy Pham, a 9-pitch at bat before taking it out of the yard. The highest that fencing is in left field, and he just cleared it out by the 388 marker.
How appropriate is that? Tommy Pham leading off a game, hitting a home run, a la Ricky Henderson at Ricky Henderson Field up in Oakland. It's very nice.
Well, a good start for the Padres, as Cronenworth will take a pitch away, and he's ahead in the count, 2-1.
Ricky Henderson, the big league record at 81. Led off a game homering 81 times in his career.
Fastball up and in. And Cronenworth chasing that. I think he had 2 and 2. He likes the ball in, just not up there probably.
Yeah. Boy, out of the hand, that just looks so inviting probably. And then before you know it, it's up on you. You've already committed.
Manny Machado waits on deck. Padres batting here in the first. And Cronenworth will foul it off to the left out of play. Is there any advantage, you think, for the Padres hitters having seen Manaea in less than a week?
Especially after, like you said, just a week ago.
Yeah.
Watch a lot of video, I'm sure. See what adjustments they have to make. See the repertoire of Sean Manaea.
And does Manaea change anything as far as what he does in his approach? Grounded down to first, and Olsen will take it to the bag for out number 1. Let's time now for the Kia player profile with Manny Machado coming up. Ranking since the beginning of July. Slugging percentage, he's first, second in OPS, tied for second in RBIs. Extra base hits, got 17 of them since July the 1st. 20 home runs on the year for Machado. As he bats with 1 out, bases empty here in the first inning. Yeah, the Padres already on top in this one, 1-0.
Donnie, getting back to your last question you posed regarding adjustments. All the adjustments are going to have to be on the Padres. I mean, let's face it, Manaea went 6 innings, only gave up 1 hit. He sticks to his strength. It's the Padres that are going to have to make the adjustment.
Foul straight back, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
You remember that game, right, where he went 6, gave up a hit? I don't think he threw any pitch down the heart of the plate. If he did, probably taken or swung. But I'll tell you what, that home run caught too much of the plate.
Yeah, he looked like he had no hit stuff for the majority of that outing.
He was hitting his corners. Yep.
Not that time. 1-2. 9 wins on the year, trying to get into double figures individually.
Remember, Manaea was 5 1/3 perfect against San Diego that last time out.
We talk about the success for the Padres in interleague. Manny Machado has enjoyed interleague. OPS over 1,000, 4 doubles, couple home runs, 8 RBIs. And the Padres as a team are 9-2 in 11 interleague games. Of course, Manny spending the bulk of his career in the American League.
This is a great number. Sure, it's awesome, 7 interleague games. But I think, right
off Manaea, he goes and gets it. Flips to first. 2 down, but where did that get him?
Wow.
Hot shot right back at Manaea.
Inside of the right thigh.
That's what he is pointing to, and yes, he is in some pain.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh.
A direct hit. (112.5 miles per hour).
Off the inside of your leg. Wow.
He is okay, going to stay in this game. So Machado is retired, painfully so for Manaea. 2 down. And that'll bring up Will Myers. Bob Melvin, the longest tenured manager in the major leagues with one team right now.
And he's got a good one. I mean, Bob Melvin's got to be smiling ear to ear with the acquisitions part of the trade deadline. The A's got much better.
Yes, they did. Significantly better.
Yep. I mean, anytime you can upgrade your catchers, I've always liked Yan Gomes. Speed and some pop with Marte. Add to the veteran bullpen with Chafin. They did a nice job at the deadline.
It's like they got better in every area.
Yep.
256, 12 homers, 46 runs batted in for Myers. Batting with 2 outs and a run in. And a swing and a miss has him down 1-2. Into the curveball that time. Myers' last 10 starts has 9 hits and 9 RBIs. Swings at the 1-2 and fouls it back.
You know, I think if you're going to get hit with a line drive, getting hit where you got hit is probably one of the better places. It's a meaty area. It's not like you get it right on the bone, right? So as a pitcher, you get hit there. Sure, it hurts, but I think it's one of those to where you can get through mentally.
Myers strikes out, but the Padres get on the board thanks to Tommy Pham and his 12th home run of the year. A 9-pitch at bat turns into a home run for Pham. The Padres, after half an inning, have a 1-0 lead. Oakland A's are coming up next from the Coliseum. Oakland A's coming up in the bottom of the first inning, and Bob Melvin's lineup has Mark Canha at the top of the lineup. He's in left field. Starling Marte, the newcomer in center field. Matt Olson, who leads them offensively. He's the one guy you don't want to let beat you. He's at first base. Jed Lowry's the DH. Yan Gomes coming over doing the catching. Ramon Laureano has moved his outfield position from center to right. Josh Harrison coming from the Nats is at second base. Matt Chapman all the way down to 8th. He has really struggled the last year plus. And Elvis Andrus, the veteran, former Texas Ranger, bats out of the 9 spot for the Oakland A's. It's Blake Snell on the hill for the Padres.
28-year-old left-hander making his 20th start. His career ERA versus the A's is 5.31. On the road, has been struggling. ERA over 8. Last time out against the A's, he walked 4 in 4 innings, gave up 7 earned runs. It's time to turn it around tonight on the road for Blake Snell.
Canha leading it off, the left fielder for the Athletics. And a strike picks up the outside corner.
Donnie, he needs to be aggressive in the zone early. Last time out, the few times out, he's been a little passive, been a little defensive, rather than just going after these guys with some serious aggression.
Jammed him with a fastball there, and it's fouled away.
Defense up in the Bay Area tonight. Jake Marisnik in left, Trent Grisham in center, Will Myers, El Gallo in right. On the infield, Machado and Kim on the left side, Cronenworth at the Keystone, Hosmer over at first. Behind the plate tonight for San Diego, Austin Nola putting down the signs for Blake Snell. Snell, Nola the battery for the Padres tonight.
One out here. Actually, no outs here. Here's a 1-2 pitch and a liner to left, and that's in for a base hit. Canha with a single to start things in the bottom of the first inning. The lead runner on here for the Athletics.
Breaky ball just kind of rolling up there, up above the zone. He wanted to bounce this one. Mark Canha, you can see out in the front foot. Back foot actually comes up off the ground, but keeps the hands back and kind of sweeps at that one to break up the no-hitter.
Lead runner on here for the A's in the bottom of the first inning. Here is Starling Marte. 306, 7 homers, 25 runs batted in. Well, one of the newcomers to this lineup changes the A's lineup pretty dramatically. Swing and a miss at 94 that time. He has been in center field for his first 4 games with the Oakland A's.
What a shot of adrenaline also, huh, for Marte, Donnie, going to Oakland after being in Miami?
Absolutely. With power and speed. Bouncing in and blocked by Nola. No advance at first base for Canha. We got to watch him on a semi-regular basis when he was in Arizona with the Diamondbacks. Fired from Miami last Wednesday with cash considerations. Jesus Luzardo, the pitcher, going the other way from the Athletics to the Marlins. 1-1. Bouncing in and blocked by Nola. Nicely done. We're talking about speed and power for Marte. Well, he's in rare company. 121 home runs, 275 stolen bases. Brett Gardner, Jose Altuve, and Mike Trout. Active players with 100-plus home runs and 200-plus stolen bases. It is rare, I would say, that you have guys with power and speed.
It's a great combo, especially batting second. You get someone on like this situation.
Runner goes at first, and a liner into right field. First to third goes Canna. He'll be stopped there. To second goes Marte, and the throw not in time. It's up with a double, and it's second and third with nobody out.
We talked about the speed of Marte. Talk about the on-base percentage going into this game after the trade. 408 on base. That's going the other way. As soon as Snell committed, Canna was off and running. And as you take a look at right out of the box, he's going hard. And ends up at second base with the ball hit to right.
Second and third, nobody out. Here's Matt Olson, the last guy you want to face here in this A's lineup in this situation, and a fastball by him at 96. So there you go. You kind of follow what you were talking about right there. Challenge him with a fastball.
Yeah.
And it worked.
You know what I'm thinking, Don? You made the good point. Pitcher, hitter in the shadow. As we take a look at this season, 101 games for Olson. The batter's eye is bright from the sunlight still. I wonder if that has an effect on the hitters. Didn't seem to bother Marte.
I was just going to say, so far, first two guys haven't had a problem. This one fouled back, fastball running in.
And Tommy Pham hit in the home run, so no problem for the Padre DH tonight as well.
Second and third, nobody out. Padres on top 1-0. And Olson down on the count 0-2. Hit a home run on Sunday. This is 16th off a left-hander, and here he is facing a left-hander in Snell in tonight's game. So lefty's not a problem. Fly ball, shallow center, and it's Kim out there to make the catch. And firing in but not going anywhere was Canna. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, when Padres pitchers K9, your K9 wins if the Padres strike out 9 or more batters in a game. All Padres fans can visit participating Petco locations the next day and receive free dog or cat treats with Pals rewards. Visit petco.com/PadresK9 for more details.
Snell got in the kitchen of Olsen there, couldn't get extended, and kept that ball in the infield on the pop fly. Shallow center. Nice job by Kim.
One out, second and third, and Jed Lowry coming up. A veteran in his third stint with the Oakland A's. Spent the entire year last year on the injured list for the New York Mets. Snell didn't get the call there on a close pitch.
Infield for the Padres playing back. They're going to give up that run for an out. Hit the second base, hit the short, even to the right side. Playing way back.
.95 and by him. More fastballs than we're used to seeing from Blake Snell. Second and third with one out here for the A's. Home runs for Lowry. 3 of them are off lefties. Fouls it off to the right, out of play. Now, this is what Blake Snell's got with which to work.
Yeah, you look at the arsenal, what he can throw. Pretty high in the fastball, that's evident. The slider and curveball, and then that changeup occasionally. So pretty much a 3-pitch pitcher. Doesn't mean you can't break out the changeup later. Let's say they're getting on your fastball, right? Second time around. Well, if you've got location of that changeup, it looks like a fastball. Throw that.
One, two to Lowry. Up and away, 2-2. And a single to left field to get it started in the bottom of the first inning. Marte double. And it's second and third with one out. Jed Lowry now, and Yan Gomes waiting on deck. Swinging a foul tip held on to by Nola. First strikeout for Blake Snell. Couldn't have come at a better time. 2 down.
High fastball. Lowry could not lay off with 2 strikes. Nola hangs on to it at 96 up the ladder.
Two down, second and third, and it brings up Yan Gomes. Came over from Washington on Friday, along with Josh Harrison. You take a look at the Cubs and Nationals rosters after the trade deadline, and you would not recognize them.
The equipment manager, very busy with uniforms, sewing on names and numbers. Those 2 clubs, you're right.
And they played each other, ironically, right after the trade deadline. 2 teams who were unidentifiable pretty much by the time that series rolled around, with the amount of movement from Chicago and from Washington. A 1-0. Strike on the outside edge. That's a pitch he was not getting a little earlier in this inning.
And the reason why he needs to pepper that part of the plate there, get the call, you can start to inch a little bit more off the plate and maybe you'll get strikes called. We've seen that many, many times. Called strikes off the plate.
Gomes hits it hard to short, but Kim's got it. And he fires to first, and Blake Snell gets out of a second and third. Nobody out jam. Padres have a 1-0 lead after 1.
Over the A's thanks to the Tommy Pham home run in the first inning. Some good news for the Padres bullpen, the return of a familiar face. Matt Strahm reactivated from the 60-day injured list today. He had the patellar tendon surgery during the offseason. Took him a little bit longer than we had hoped to get back, but Matt Strahm is back in that bullpen. He threw an inning and 2/3 yesterday, so he can go, a couple of days ago, so he can go multiple innings if needed. Jorge Mateo was designated for assignment to make room for Matt Strahm. Some other news as far as the bullpen goes, guys. Nelson Lamet is scheduled to pitch in Lake Elsinore tomorrow. If everything goes well, he's expected to be able to join the ball club again soon. And also Daniel Hudson, who right now is on the COVID IL, may also be joining the club in the next couple of days. So even though this bullpen has taken a lot of abuse over the course of the year, some fresh arms hopefully joining it. Great to have Matt Strahm back, and hopefully Eric Hosmer's okay. Don and Mud, back over to you.
Yeah, Scan. This is quite the ricochet from the ground and gets him in the helmet, the middle of the helmet, pops it off. Don't think the ball got any part of his head, fortunately. That was dangerously close. The 1 pitch from Minaya. Well, it's great to have Matt Strahm back.
It is so good to have the big left-hander, and they mentioned it in the pregame show. Just helps the depth. You've got Hill, Pomeranz, now Strahm with the sweet moss added to that pen. I mean, if healthy, we know what Matt Strahm can do.
Got multiple innings. We know that.
Yeah.
Minaya gave up the home run to Pham, then retired the side in order. Here's a ground ball by the mound, softly to Andrus. Throws out Hosmer. For the first out of the second inning, let's take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Focusing on Sean Minaya, the sinker, the two-seamer, since July 1st, strikeouts to righties, 26 of them. Now, here's what I look at. It's either up in the zone, there's a few in the heart of the zone, but the majority to righties, away, down. Yeah, they'll chase up too. That's evident, right? But he's staying out of the heart of the plate. It's like the picture frame, right? There's a picture, and then there's the frame around the picture. He's trying to hit that frame. Occasionally, it's going to be, hit the Mona Lisa in the eye, or hit her on the nose. But on that Mona Lisa, you want to hit the frame. You don't want to hit the picture. It's a masterpiece, and that's how masterpieces come about, as far as pitching are concerned.
Austin Nola. It is 25th game of the year, spending the bulk of the year on the IL. The sprained knee. Swings at the 1-1 and fouls it back to the screen. 1-2. Sit in 4 straight games has Austin Nola. Chase Tingler and the Padres 2 spot in the wild card right now. This one is fouled off down the right field line as they come into Oakland for this 2-game series. Line foul down towards the pen. Well, strikeouts via the sinker this season. Manaea on top in that category by quite a bit.
Not even close. Sonny Gray at 53. And he's coming around the turn there towards the finish line. It's like 20 lengths behind. Hey.
Lined into center field. A ringing single for Nola, who's now got a 5-game hitting streak. That's a hot shot. Right back where it came from and into center.
And that was the sinker, just poorly placed by Manaea. He wants it down and away. That's up and away. Hockey suit. Big league knock.
1 out, 1 on. And it brings up Trent Grisham here in this Padres 2nd inning. Grisham batting from the 7th spot, hitting at 246 coming in. He's 0 for his last 21 is Trent Grisham. He is in the midst of a 7-game hitless streak. It's been a really tough stretch at the plate for him. Since the All-Star break, hitting at just 120. As he'll take the strike, and he's down 0-2. That's away, far away. Austin Nola at first base with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. And a swing and a miss as Grisham strikes out. 2nd K for Manaea. 2 down here in the 2nd inning.
Exactly where he wanted it. Saw Yan Gomes go with the pinky. That meant in to the lefty. And there it is, the high 2-seamer. It's exactly where he wanted it.
Now the strikeout to walk ratio for Manaea in July was really good. He had 41 strikeouts and just 5 walks in 5 starts in 30 innings in July.
Incredible. And we saw it firsthand here at San Diego.
So 2 down, Nola at first, and here's Ha-Seong Kim. Takes the high, strike for strike 1.
And once again, only touching 93. You know, he'll go up a little bit, a couple of ticks, but that's pretty much where he lives.
You and I were talking to Mark Melanson the other day at Petco Park during batting practice. He was talking about taking velocity off his fastballs, giving him great control.
How about what I told him? I said, Mark, I got to be honest with you. I watched some of your outings after a save, and I look at Donnie and I say, how does he do it? But he came back. He said, you know what? It's through the years of experience. Hitting your spots. That's what it's all about.
Base hit into center field. And going to second base is Nola on the single by Ha-Seong Kim. And he continues to hit. The absence of Fernando.
Big shoes to fill. And Ha-Seong Kim, he's fun to watch defensively. And just playing Pepper, going the opposite way there. Getting on base. Seeing him catching up to the fastball. Going exactly where that pitch was thrown. And Nola moving up.
2 down, 2 on. And Jake Marisnick coming up. Jurickson Profar, the former Oakland A, on the bench to begin this game tonight for the Friars. As Marisnick gets a start in left field.
So to button up your conversation with Mark Melanson, it was just movement and location, right?
Yes.
And he makes it look so easy because he has the ability to do that whenever he wants. There's going to be a couple hiccups, but over the majority of the time, he's going to hit his spots.
Has a very calm demeanor at this stage of his career, too.
Doesn't get rattled.
So With 2 outs, Nola at second, Kim at first. Padres already on top 1-0. Jake Marisnick getting the start for the Friars in left field. That one's by him, and it's 1-2. That is first appearance in a Padres uniform on Sunday. Batted 7th, played in center field. And I ahead here, 1-2. Did he go? No, he did not, says Jerry Davis, first base umpire and crew chief.
Check out from the side. Wow. He gets another hack at it. Make it hurt. Drive in a run possible. Oh, he got squeezed right there.
Full count now.
That was a pitcher's pitch. It's exactly where you want to be, at the knees. I'm guessing this was a strike, and it most certainly was.
Yep.
So he gets 2 chances, Marisnick.
Three-two pitch. And a liner into right field, a base hit. Coming around from second is Nola. He will score. The throw is cut off, and the Padres take a 2-0 lead. Jake Marisnick with an RBI single, and the Padres take a 2-0 lead. That's going to be a top-tier play presented by Arco.
Well, Marisnick on the check swing, no, he didn't go. On the pitch after that, bottom of the zone, did not get the call. He gets another hack at it. Oh, yeah, that's a top-tier play if there ever was one. Going the opposite way. Contact, 2 outs. Nola scores. And the Padres add on.
Now Tommy Pham, who homered in the first, will take ball 1 downstairs. We got Jake Marisnick driving in that run. As we look at the most leadoff home runs this year, Tommy Pham with 5. 25th pitch of this inning coming up here for Manaea. And that misses up top. 2-0. You got Manaea working with Gomes tonight for the first time as well.
Yep.
An adjustment for both of them, with Gomes being added to the roster. 2-0 to Pham. And a grounder up the middle into center field. From third base comes Ha-Seong Kim. He'll score. Marisnick's headed to third with a head-first slide. He's safe, and the Padres lead it 3-0. Tommy Pham drives in his second run of the night.
Boy, the Padres are doing a good job of just putting the ball in play, playing a little pepper, and adding on early in this one. He just didn't get it in enough. Manaea was really off with that fastball there. Leaked towards the heart of the plate. Rather than trying to launch this thing, Tommy Pham just gets on top of it. Kim scores easily. Putting together some good at-bats this half inning.
First and third now for the Padres. They got 1 in the first, so far 2 here in the second. And it brings up Jake Cronenworth. Grounded out to first base in the first, 0 for 1. A high strike call. .110 hits this season. That's second on the team to Adam Frazier. Has 129. And a swing and a miss to the pitch. It was up. 7th in the National League in hits is Jake Cronenworth. Batting with 2 outs. All of this has come with 2 outs in this inning for the Padres. On top 3-0. And looking for more. On the ground, up the middle, and diving is Andrus. Gets up, and his throw is late. Run will score. Padres take a 4-0 lead. Jake Marisnick in the back door. Cronenworth beats it out, and the Padres have scored 3 times in the inning.
You see what's going on here in this inning? Padre hitters really got to feel good at the way they're drawing up a plan against Minaya, a guy who relies on hitting his spots. Now, if he's not hitting his spots, they're just taking nice, easy swings where the ball is pitched. And you can go back to Nola doing that. And Donnie said with 2 outs. Kim did the same. Jake Marisnik got 2 chances at getting to Minaya. He came through. And Pham and Jake Cronenworth continuing the trend here in this inning.
8th member of the Padres to bat in the inning is Manny Machado, and he'll take it downstairs for ball 1. We talked about it tonight in the open about Sunday's game in which the Padres spread it around. Everybody got involved, and that's been the case here again tonight. Game 1 of the series against the Athletics. Very high, almost to the backstop. Nice play there by Gomes to reel that in.
We got action.
Already, Guerra is up. Deolis Guerra, who we saw in the series at Petco Park. To Manning. Popped up. Right side. Harrison backpedaling will make the catch that ends the inning. But the damage has been done in the inning as the Padres score 3 times in the inning. Jake Marisnik with a base hit. All part of it. Tommy Pham is driven in 2. 4-0 San Diego. Now Blake Snell has a 4-0 lead with which to work as the Padres get a run in the first 3 in the second. And Blake Snell going to deal with Laureano, Harrison, and Chapman here in the second inning for the Athletics. Laureano moving to right field with the addition of Starling Marte. He was the everyday center fielder. 243, 14 homers. 39 runs batted in. There's a strike.
Well, we say it every time. After the Padres throw up a crooked number, the job for Blake Snell is to throw up a 0 against these A's. There you go. Notice a lot of fastballs, right, Don?
Absolutely.
Aggressive, 94,
a lot
95.
more tonight than what we're used to.
Yep. And try not to be too fine with them, I would might add as well. Rather than nibbling, going right after him.
Here's the thing, he's got a good one and it moves.
I know.
So it's like, why don't you use it?
Yeah.
Melvin's team down by 4 runs as they bat here in the bottom of the second inning. And the strike 3 call over the inside edge. There you go, another fastball. Second strikeout for Blake Snell. 1 down here in the second inning.
Hey, Ramon, here's a fastball. I'm going to spot it on the inside part of the plate at 95. See if you can hit it. 94, 95, whatever it takes. And that's exactly where he wanted to place that one. Good pitch by Blake Snell.
1 out here in the second. And Josh Harrison coming up, one of the newcomers to the Athletics. It's time and gets it. Fired from the Nationals last Friday, along with Gomes. Made his A's debut on Sunday. Started second base, and here he is again at second base in tonight's game. Snell wanted that, didn't get it. And it did appear to be away, in fairness to home plate umpire Paul Clemens.
Absolutely. It was off the plate.
Hit hard, but picked at third by Machado. His throw off the mark, and it pulled Hosmer from the bag. What a pick by Machado, but he couldn't get the throw over there accurately to Hosmer. And reaching is Josh Harrison. It's going to be a base hit.
This ball has smoked some serious topspin. We've seen this play many, many times now. The back end just rushed it a little bit. A good throw gets Harrison. Yanked it to the outfield side. You know, you see his momentum too. Maybe that's why the release point was off a little bit towards the outfield side, because he was falling that way towards his left.
1 out, 1 on for Matt Chapman. Boy, is he fallen off offensively over the last year plus, to the point where he is batting in the 8th spot in the Athletics order. Does have 14 home runs, 47 runs batted in, but just the .216 batting average.
Yeah, well below his career average.
Talk about a guy who hit 36 home runs in 2019. This down and in. To Chapman. That one by him. 2-1. Another fastball from Snell.
He's a career .247 hitter, Chapman is, and this year, as Don mentioned, .216. His best year was a few years ago. Back in 18, he had .278. So tough catching up to the fastball from Blake Snell.
Ball 3. That's one area Snell really wants to cut down on is walks.
You are correct,
Big
sir.
time, man. He's falling behind here 3-1. You got the veteran Elvis Andrus waiting on deck for the Athletics. Josh Harrison at first. By him. Challenge time again.
Here's the thing for Blake Snell. Going into this game, 84 in the 3rd innings pitched, 55 walks, way too many. He'd be the first one to tell you that. But 84 plus innings, 105 strikeouts. You're right, Dad. Cut down half the walks. Gotta like his chances.
Payoff pitch. And it's ball 4. There you have it. So the first walk allowed by Snell puts 2 on with 1 out. And it'll bring up Elvis Andrus.
Missing high and away, the arm side to Chapman there. He needs to make an adjustment. He's proven already this game can go in for the strike against the right-handed hitters.
Two on, 1 away. And Andrus for the first time in tonight's game. .234, 2 homers, 24 runs batted in. First year with the Athletics. After spending his career in Texas for a long time. Ball 1. Andrus broke into the big leagues in 2009 with the Rangers. He's a Ranger through 2020. 105 games with the Athletics this year. Not great numbers, but he has been a presence in the clubhouse for the Athletics this season. And Snell falls behind here, 1-0. High strike call.
You know, sometimes when pitchers are missing up the zone with the fastball, you might want to credit your catcher, but the old adage is throw a breaking ball. It might get your release point out in front a little bit more, although that was a high breaking ball, still for a strike. But you got to get that release point down for that fastball.
Swing and a miss, and he goes back-to-back sliders, and that one much better tilt.
Yep. And that's that release point being down. The lower the pitch, the more tilt, the more break. Looks like a fastball. Bang. Out of the zone. Swing and miss.
Harrison at second base. Chapman at first. 1 out here in the second. Nola going over the signs again. They could not agree on the first set, and they can't agree on the second set.
Well, here's the thing that concerns me. If you're going to have 2 times, go out there and talk to the guy. You always have to be aware of a cross-up and having those runners move up.
One, two, and it's fouled to the backstop. And now a quick word from Ballast Point.
Why just get 1 beer when you can get 2? Ballast Point Double Tray, available at all San Diego Ballast Point locations.
1 out. Josh Harrison at second base. Matt Chapman at first. A's batting in the second, with the Padres out to the early 4-0 lead. One, two from Snell again. 2-2. Harrison doing some dancing. He's taken off. Both runners are, and a curveball misses. Throw is late in a double steal. You see that coming.
Yep. You know, the long set, the pitch prior to that, Don, you know, whether the A's felt that they could do something with it, but as soon as Snell, he was looking a long time at home plate, and Harrison smelled it. He said, why not? Not even close down at third base, and Manny doing everything he can to prevent that ball from going down the left field line. Plus, you got the door closed right there at home plate.
Second and third with 1 out. And a 3-2 pitch to Elvis Andrus. Fly ball sent foul off to the right out of play. Pitch coming up here to the number 9 man, Andrus.
Well, second inning in a row now where Snell has to battle runners at second and third.
Bounces that one and walks him. He walks the 8-hitter and the 9-hitter. So here we go again with Blake Snell and walks, and this will bring out Larry Rothschild. Bases filled with Athletics. And you got Mark Canha at the top of the order coming up, but first a visit to the hill.
I think he went away from the fastball there. Threw some more breaking stuff.
Yeah, more sliders for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know why he's reluctant to throw the fastball. You know, first and second, second and third. He has had proven success early in this game with throwing the fastball and challenging them.
Kind of went back to what he was doing before, which has not worked.
Right.
So with 1 out, you give up the base hit to Harrison in the infield. You walk Chapman, walks Andrus. And now you got Mark Canha, who singled to left field in the first inning. Bases filled with Athletics. And a strike one, back to that fastball again.
96.
And it works.
Yeah, really good downward plane, too. The left-hander getting on top of this one to get that angle down and into Canha. And he cannot not hit it.
One pitch to Canha with the bases loaded. Fouled away. 95 again. '25th pitch of this inning coming up for Blake Snell.
And Nola's got to be in his game blocking a ball in the dirt. 2 fastballs here. If you flip one up there in the dirt, he's got to be ready to pounce on it.
Elevated fastball, not chasing. 1-2.
See, this is what just it disrupts my timing. I can't even put a sentence together. It's just frustrating.
Harrison at third, Chapman at second, Andrews at first, 1 out in the Oakland second inning. This will be pitch 45 for Snell. Canna will bloop this to shallow right. Incoming is Myers to make the catch. Tagging is Harrison. Here comes the throw. Play at the plate. He'll be out at the plate. They got him. Will Myers guns him down from right field. So it turns out to be a DP that ends the bottom of the second inning. And out of the major jam is Snell. Canna pops one up to short right. Myers with the throw gets it there on one hop. And out is Harrison at the plate. Four to nothing. Padres have the lead. The A's ended up with a bases loaded 1-out situation and could not score. Sean Manaea in his first outing against the Padres on July 28th, 6 innings, just 1 hit. Tonight, 2 innings, 6 hits, and 4 earned runs. He was ready to pitch, but his defense was not ready behind him there. The right fielder, Laureano, was still standing in center, talking to Marte, so he backed off. Thought it was probably better to have a right fielder than not to have a right fielder. Well, Myers leading it off. He makes a great play out there and a good throw to the plate.
Very nice. Nice one hop to the catcher, Nola, for the double play. That was beautiful.
There's a strikeout victim in the first inning against Manaea. And down to the count this time, 0-2. Myers, Hosmer, and Nola scheduled to bat in the inning. Straightens him up with a pitch in. So it was 0-2. It's now 2-2. Manaea had to throw a lot of pitches early in this outing. That's 61 so far for the left-hander. And Myers hits this foul down the left field line. Will made the good catch and got himself ready in the throwing position. And the one hopper to the plate. And Harrison was very out.
Well, somewhere Tommy Mansky is smiling ear to ear. That was perfectly executed. His momentum coming towards home plate. The one hopper, Nola in a good position for the tag. Boy, Nola almost got the right hand from the umpire on that one. Look out. Okay. He shortened up on him.
Two to Myers. Jams him and flips it foul.
See how Manaea works. Remember how quickly he was working in San Diego? Yep. 5 1/3 perfect. We mentioned that. But even though he is on the short end right now, he is still trying to find that rhythm. Not a lot of shaking off with his catcher. Still on the same page pretty much with Gomes.
Ground ball to third, and Matt Chapman for the first out of the third inning. Remember to enter the Saquon Scouting Report sweepstakes. Follow at Bally Sports SD on Twitter. Reply to today's Saquon Scouting Report with more or less using the hashtag Saquon Scout. Visit ballysports.com for full rules and details. In 11 interleague games this year, the Padres have averaged 7.1 runs per game. Think the Padres will score 7 or more runs tonight? Reply more. If you think they will score fewer than 7, reply less. There's strike one into Eric Hosmer. He grounded out to the shortstop, Elvis Andrus, in the second inning. He's got a 7-game hitting streak coming in. Fly ball to third. And Matt Chapman steps into foul ground. Makes the catch as Hosmer fouls out. Two down for Austin Nola. Manaea's the type of guy that even though he gives up 1 in the first 3 in the second, he can settle right down.
Yes, proven that right here tonight. You're absolutely right.
Nola in his career against the Athletics, 16 games, a .275 average. Of course, he was a member of the Seattle Mariners before coming to the Padres in the AL West. Cued foul over by the Padres dugout, and in Oakland they're housed on the first base side.
Different / weird dugouts at the Coliseum.
Kind of facing the wrong direction.
Yeah, they're actually facing towards the outfield.
Yes.
Like left field and right field.
Yes.
Respectively.
You just kind of turn your head to see the plate.
Yeah. You know, I love going up to Oakland. I love doing games there.
Yep, I do too.
I kind of wish there was a way they can maneuver it to where it's less fair or foul ground rather. And move the dugouts to where they're closer to the field.
Now that the Raiders are gone, I could see where they could do that. I think the reason they didn't before was because the football field ran the way that it did.
That's right.
Across. But I don't think they want to stay there, to be honest with you. They want a new stadium, so they're not interested in renovating the one that's there. Swing and a miss, and Manaea's a quick and easy third inning. It's 4-0 Padres after 2.5. This beautiful look at America's finest city. Sun setting in San Diego. Padres in Oakland. And enjoy a 4-0 advantage as we move to the bottom of the third inning.
Don't let the sun go down on me, Donnie.
I don't think I have much of a choice, and I'm pretty sure I can't stop it. Starling Marte to lead it off here for the A's.
Fastball heavy has been the theme tonight so far for Blake Snell. Second time around now for the left-hander.
Needs a quicker inning from a pitch standpoint for sure. Last 10 games for Marte. 378. The bulk of those games spent as a Miami Marlin. 2-0, went to the slider that time. One to Marte. That's away.
It's one of the few changeups we've seen earlier. We mentioned doesn't throw a lot of changeups, Blake Snell. But as we mentioned also, second time around, he might break that out because it looks like a fastball.
Elevated that fastball, and it's fouled back. Marte with a double in the first inning. One of 3 hits put together by the Athletics.
He might now have him set up for that slider down and in. After going upstairs with the heater.
To center, Grisham will have that one fall in front of him. Looked like he may come on and try to make a sliding bid at that, but kind of backed up at the last possible second and let it fall.
Well, it was a breaking ball, and it got in on him a little bit. Big swing down by the label. That's just all upper body right there. Not even really a stride from Marte. He fights it off. And Grisham, thinks about it, but play it safe. Hold him to a single. Keep the double play in order.
So Marte 2 for 2 in this one. And he'll bring up Matt Olson as the Padres go into a shift on the right side. Machado over there on the right side. Runner goes, and the pitch is a strike. Throw down there, not going to be in time. And his hand came off briefly, but I believe he got it back before Cronenworth applied the tag. Stolen base for Starling Marte.
Yeah, starting him early, and we talked about him in our game open, what he brings to the A's. Boy, he can really scoop. Plus Matt Olson grounding into 10 double plays, get him into scoring position. There he goes. He can pick him up and put him down. Stays on the bag. Jake has to abandon the bag on that short hop there from Nola.
That is 3 stolen bases so far in this game for the Oakland A's. They are running. There's Olson down to the count 0-1. Spiraling off the backside, but no throw.
What in the Billy ball is going on? Remember Billy Martin managing the A's? Hey, we're going to run. I'm going to let my starters go 12 innings each start, have them blow out, and we're going to run a lot on the base paths. That was Billy Martin's style of baseball while managing those A's back in the 80s.
Matt Olson popped out to the shortstop, Ha-Sung Kim, in the first inning.
Going into this game, the A's were tied for 6th in the American League in the stolen base category. It's going to go up with Marte in that roster.
Kim trying to keep him close to the bag at second. Bouncing in, and Nola blocks it. No advance. Well, Marte thought about it. A good job by Nola to keep it in front of him as much as he did.
And Marte knows that he can score on a ground ball, single, through the infield. Pretty good chance of that. So why risk it with the left-handed hitter up there as well?
Two and 1 to Olson with Marte at second. Up the middle, charging is Kim. His throw in time. And taking third base is Marte.
Boy, a long set from Snell. Keeps Olson in the ballpark and get an out, but the A's now have a runner in Marte 90 feet away. Get the out, that's exactly what they do.
One out, Marte 90 feet away, and here's Jed Lowry, the DH. Struck out swinging in the first inning. One of 2 Ks for Blake Snell in this outing. Fly ball down the right field line. Myers headed into foul ground. We won't have a play. Battles around down there in foul ground.
Little flash look right there from Will. He catches that ball. That's a run for Oakland.
Fouled off by Lowry.
Almost like the same situation in the first inning. The Padres conceding that run. Everybody's back on the left side, including Cronenworth on the right side. Even Hosmer at the bag at first, way off the line. So a little game of pepper here for Lowry. Spells a run for Oakland.
Oh, 2 pitch to Lowry. Just missed.
Wow.
If he did miss.
Looks like it caught the inside corner, and it did.
Foul back, fastball, it was up. Now a quick word from Sequan Casino.
Padres fans, surround yourself with everything you love about your team in the new exclusive Padres Hotel Suite. Visit Sequan.com to book your stay.
One out, Marte is at third base. Padres on top 4-0. Still a 1-2 pitch to Lowry. On the ground, foul.
Oh, Marcotte with a nice play. Kotze always good to his left. Nice two-handed grab. And then tosses it to a fan.
Zipped inside, 2-2. Off single by Marte, stole second base, took third on the ground out by Olson. Lowry now, Gomes next. As the A's bat here in the third. Two-two pitch to Jed Lowry. Got him. Lowry strikes out again. Went to the curveball that time, and it's the third K for Snell, 2 down.
Really good pitch. Good tilt on that curveball. Boy, out of the hand, looks like it's going to catch the zone. In fact, if taken, probably a strike. And the great Kazoo goes down swinging.
Marte at third, 2 down. Yan Gomes. Bounced out to short in the first inning, 0 for 1. Getting his second look at Blake Snell. Strike one. Now the A's stranded 2 in the first. They stranded 2 in the second. They have Marte at third with 2 down here in the third inning. Fights it off foul at 95 running in.
Good high wire act by Blake Snell tonight, huh? First inning, second and third, nobody out.
Kind of working without a net.
Yeah. Yeah. What in the flying Melenda's going on?
0-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right. We'll do it again. 1-2. .65 pitches for Snell in his outing. That's through 2 2/3. Fly ball headed to right field. Myers heading over and under to make the catch that ends the inning. The A's lead Marte at third. We're through 3, 4-0 San Diego. Padres have lead over the Athletics as we move to inning number 4, and it's time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question. Manny Machado has 11 career home runs against the Athletics. The MLB player with the most career home runs against the A's is Ted Williams, Babe Ruth, Harmon Killebrew, or Mickey Mantle. To enter our Valley View Trivia Sweepstakes, tweet your answer to Valley View Trivia question at Valley Sports SD. With the hashtag Valley View Trivia, a winner will be announced in next Saturday's postgame show. Visit valleysports.com for full rules and details. And that has to include the Athletics being in other places like Philadelphia, Kansas City.
You are correct, sir. Right? Yeah. So we're going way back, Donnie.
So it could be Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Was it against the Connie Mack Philadelphia A's?
One to Grisham is into right field, a base hit. Trent Grisham with a leadoff single to begin the 4th inning. It's been a real struggle for him. And for Grisham, who back in the 2nd inning struck out. That is his first hit in his last 23 at-bats.
Good for Trent Grisham. He needed this one. It would have been really frustrating if that hard hit ball found the glove of Matt Olson, but not the case. Hopefully this starts a long streak for Trent Grisham getting aboard. Good for Trent.
Good runner on for Ha-Sung Kim. Padres now have 7 hits in this game off Sean Manaea. Much different than when last they saw Manaea. 5 1/3, perfect. Not this time. Padres getting to him early and often. It's a strike call there on the outside edge.
So the top of the order and the bottom of the order doing the damage here. 3, 4, 5 hitless for San Diego tonight.
Yeah, nothing from Machado, Myers, or Hosmer. Ooh, Manaea wanted the low strike call, and it really was a pretty good pitch.
It was. He got squeezed. Paul Clemens not giving him the low strike.
Wow.
Caught a lot of the zone as well in the changeup.
There's a liner. It's short and caught by Andrews. Took a look towards first, but back to the bag is Grisham. Well, back in the 2nd inning, Jake Marisnick able to drive in a run. Picking up his first RBI in a Padres uniform. Tommy Pham, who had homered in the 1st inning, an RBI single, scoring Ha-Sung Kim. And then Jake Cronenworth adding to the fun. Infield hit. Elvis Andrews gets the throw there late, and the run scores in Marisnick.
So much fun.
And the Padres have a 4-0 advantage. Ball in the dirt, gathered by Gomes. Grisham with a leadoff single. Kim lines out to short. And Marisnick, 1 for 1 with that RBI single, will take a strike over the inside edge. It's Manaea 272. And again, he has had the chance to face the Athletics quite a bit. He's a member of the Houston Astros in the division. Gomes hopped up like he was going to fire to first base, but dropped the ball in the transfer. And that front door open, of course.
Yeah, you're right.
Wide open.
That's why you got to be careful with the big secondary lead as a base runner. Got to scamper back.
Popped up right side. Harrison and Olson. Harrison will stagger but make the catch for out number 2. So 2 down. Tommy Pham coming up, and it's time for the Callaway long ball. Tommy Pham back in the 1st inning off Sean Manaea. Connects on his 12th home run of the year. 401 feet on the home run. 104.5 miles per hour. And the launch angle at 21 degrees. Padres on the board, on top 1-0. They would tack on a 3 spot in the 2nd inning. Strike called. And the pitch appeared to be a little bit in.
Oh, and the Padres score first this season. 42-15 record.
Ground ball to third. Chapman backed up on it. The throw is off the mark, but coming off the bag is Olsen to apply the tag. 3.5 done, 4-0 San Diego.
Welcome back. After his last outing, Blake Snell said, you know what? I need to get more aggressive. I know this. I got to force myself to do it. Well, guess what? He's been doing it tonight with the fastball. 96-mile-an-hour fastball in the first inning induces the pop-up. Fastball's upstairs for the strikeout. How about a little paint on the inside corner? Got him. But you know what? It's not all about the strikeouts. It's about letting your defense help you out behind you as well. Nice play by Ha-Seong Kim. And then an out to the outfield. All said and done, guys. Blake Snell using his fastball 76% of the time tonight. Normally he uses it 50%. He's recorded 7 outs with it tonight. He's thrown it for strikes 70% of the time. It's been a fastball-heavy night for Blake Snell, and so far it's looking good. Guys, back over to you.
All right, thanks very much, Scan. 6 of 14 first pitch strikes.
Yeah, not working ahead, but still 4-0 lead. Getting that pitch count out are the A's.
Laureano waiting on a 1-1 pitch, leading it off. And he drives this one to left field. He's going to one-hop the wall. Marisnik plays the carom. To second base goes Laureano, and the throw is over Cronenworth, but backed up by Hosmer. A double for Laureano starts the 4th inning. And the A's have another runner in scoring position.
This breaking ball just kind of rolls up there. Didn't really have good tilt to it, and right into the swing path of Laureano. Middle in. Turns on him. He wanted to bury that one. Did not get it where he wanted it. And Laureano is in scoring position.
Well, the A's, who have left 5 men on base through the first 3 innings, are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in this game. They have not been able to come up with a big hit so far. Here's Josh Harrison. Curveball that is lined to left, and Marisnik will make the catch on the sinking liner.
Timed that one perfectly. Marisnik getting the start in left tonight. See where he's positioned. He went to his left just a little bit, but then beeline right in. Laureano's got to hold his ground. The ball hit hard. A nice play by Marisnik in left.
1 out, Laureano at second. Matt Chapman walked in the second inning. One of 2 walks for Snell. They came back to back in the second inning to walk the 8-9 men in this order. Runner goes to third. It is not going to be in time. The 4th stolen base of the night for the Athletics. They are running on the Padres.
As soon as Snell looked towards home plate and kicked, he was off and running. A's trying everything with the stolen base tonight, trying to come across home plate. It has not happened yet, but this is something that's been familiar with Blake Snell. Pressure-packed innings for the left-hander.
Double steal in the second. Stolen base in the third. Laureano steals a base here in the 4th. 1-1. That one's by him. The fastball at 95.
2 fastballs down in the zone. Ahead 1-2. If he's going to throw him a breaking ball, you cannot throw him a breaking ball for a strike. That speeds up the hitter's bats. Something they can do damage with. Once again, down in the zone, Nola's got to be on his game to smother it, if in fact he goes that route.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. Well, trying to find his power again. We're talking about his 36 home runs back in 2019. The last 4 years, the power has really eluded him. The OPS number is going down this year, only at 681, and the spot of the order, well, it's dropped all the way down to the 8th spot. He's played a very good defensive third base, but Offensively, not the same guy.
I see the decline in the numbers, and what we've seen from Matt Chapman playing the Padres here and now in Oakland is tough to catch up to the fastball. And if it's a well-located fastball, even better for the pitcher, that is. Looks like another fastball away right here.
Right down the middle and by him at 95. He strikes out Chapman. 4th K for Snell. 2 down.
That's exactly what I've been seeing with Matt Chapman in the decline of the numbers. Cannot catch up to the fastball. This is a four-seamer right down the middle.
Two outs here in the 4th. Elvis Andrus coming up. Number 9 man in the order. Laureano at 3rd base. Strike 1. Fastball to start him off. Fly ball headed to left center field. Marisnick and Grisham. It'll be Grisham makes the catch. Marisnick behind him. That'll end the inning. We head to the 5th. 4-0 Padres. Valley Sports presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers, by Circa Resort and Casino, and by UC San Diego Health, official health provider of the San Diego Padres. Jake Cronenworth will lead it off here in the 5th inning for the Friars, and a strike over the outside edge. He was grounded out to first and singled to drive in a run. Nothing in 2 to Cronenworth with Machado and Myers to follow. Slaps it foul off to left out of play. The A's leave another in scoring position. They've left 6 men on base through the first 4 innings. They've had base runners all over the place. But no hits with anybody in scoring position. 0 for 10 in that category. That's tough.
Manaea trying to go up and into Jake Cronenworth. He has swung at a couple of pitches up there, but did not bite on that last one.
Inside almost hit him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leading it off here in the 5th inning for San Diego. Full count. Strike 3. 4th strikeout for Manaea. First out of the 5th inning.
Totally guessing on that last pitch. As soon as that ball left his hand, Jake Cronenworth looking for another pitch, and he turns towards the dugout. Caught him looking.
Manny Machado coming up here 0 for 2. He's grounded back to the mound and popped out. Josh Harrison at second base. 4 in a row retired by Manaea. His pitch count's getting up to, this is 92. Foul back and out of play. Foul back, same general area. Well, he's got 2 strikes on him right now, but it's not a problem for Manny Machado.
Oh yeah, Manny doesn't care. 2 strikes, still do some damage.
Did he go? No, he did not, says Jerry Davis. Yeah, highest OPS with 2 strikes this season. Manny Machado third in that category at 770. Matt Olson of these A's. And Yuli Gurriel of the Astros on top in that category. 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Down and in, full count. So it was 0-2. It's full now. Deolis Guerra up in the pen again. He was up earlier. As that pitch count rising, this will be 97 for Minaya. And it's a ground ball foul outside of third over by where Guerra is warming. The vast foul ground that is the Oakland Coliseum.
As a pitcher, you have to love that.
Except when you're trying to hold somebody on at first base and you throw it away.
That's a good
It
point.
can be 2 bases.
Yeah.
Most times is. Well, fans, you can play Home Run Blast presented by Coors Light. Pick 3 players you think will homer, and if they go deep, you win cash. Go to the Bally Sports app or homerunblast.com to play. 1 out, 5th inning. Full count to Machado. And a good night for Tommy Pham. He's got a home run and an RBI single. Part of a 4-0 Padres lead here in the 5th. Line into left center field. A base hit that's going to roll up the alley to the track and the wall. Machado heads into second base with a stand-up 1-out double. Good gapper to left center. Here comes Bob Melvin. With Minaya at 99 pitches.
Yeah, what do you know? 2 strikes. We talked about that. OPS with 2 strikes. And Manny Machado. Yeah, that number will go up as he splits the left center field gap with a double.
Got a pitching change from Oakland with the Padres on top 4-0. Over the Athletics here in the top half of the 5th inning with 1 out. Manny Machado at second base, and it's time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. Manny Machado has 11 career home runs against the A's. The MLB player with the most career home runs against the Athletics is Babe Ruth, 108 home runs. Yeah, you got to go back in the day. Yeah.
Big fan of the Bambino. Not only the home runs, but remember he pitched. Won over 90 games as a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. Enter Deolis Guerra. 4-seamer, changeup, slider, 2-seamer, and a curveball. Enters his 31st game. Remember on Wednesday here in San Diego, he gave up 3 runs. He had a 7 2/3 inning scoreless streak that was snapped. Padres trying to add on.
So while the A's are 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, the Padres are 3 for 4. And they got Machado at second, 1 out, and here's Will Myers. See what he can do. Myers struck out swinging in the first inning. Grounded out to the third baseman, Matt Chapman, in the 3rd inning. Here he is in the 5th with 1 out and Manny Machado at second base. Look out. Watch your face.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you have to do the limbo right there. See if he tries to go down and away right here.
Staying away from Myers and falling behind 3-0. Hosmer on deck for San Diego here in the 5th. Myers taking all the way, and finally the low strike called there. We've not seen that a lot tonight. Makes it 3-1.
Yeah, both pitchers getting squeezed on that particular low strike, but Garrett gets the call there.
Ball 4, and he loses him. So a one-out walk for Will Myers. That's the first walk allowed by Oakland pitching tonight. And the first batter that Guerra faces, he puts on. Bring up Eric Hosmer. So the Padres have had at least one base runner in every inning but the third. And that runner at second, Manny Machado, the responsibility of the departed starter, Sean Manaea. He so far has been touched for the 4 runs that the Padres have. Hosmer takes ball 1.
Going soft with the changeup for the first pitch and missing.
(1-0) to Hosmer. A little bit low, 2-0. Sean Manaea went 4 1/3, giving up 8 hits. So far charged with the 4 runs. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 4. Walking the first batter that he faces and now falling behind the next one, 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1.
Padres hoping that someone is going to put that around their neck like Tommy Pham in the first inning and spin that thing. Break this one open.
2-2. That changeup.
Really good changeup there. Good arm swing from Guerra. And good run away from Hosmer.
First and second with 1 away and a 2-2 to Eric Hosmer. Swing and a miss, and Hosmer strikes out. That changeup a problem. 2 down in the 5th inning. First strikeout for Guerra.
Yeah, went back to that changeup. That's a good one. Totally fooled Hosmer way out in front of it.
Two down, 2 on, and Austin Nola coming up. So I was in Oakland a couple of weeks ago, Mike,
right,
and had the chance to talk to Bob Melvin, and He was talking about how disappointed he was with the crowds coming out this year in Oakland. They're just not coming out.
Right.
And again tonight, not a great crowd. 11,985. 11,985 for game one of this series. And they're an exciting team.
You know what they are. We talked about the moves. And you talk about a venue that when it's packed and the fans there, it's a lot of fun there.
It is great atmosphere.
It really is. I mean, they get into it, especially in the outfield. Have all their homemade signs and having a good old time out there.
Similar to the crowds that we saw when the Padres were in Miami.
Yep.
Two-0 pitch to Nola. It's a piece of the catcher Yan Gomes. Don't forget to download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Padres. 4-0 Padres on top of the Athletics. 2 outs in the fifth with Manny Machado at second, Will Myers at first. Three and one.
You know, I remember when the Coliseum was one of those stadiums that it was absolutely gorgeous until they put that big section out there in center field for the Raiders.
Mount Davis,
yes,
they call it.
Yes.
Ground ball to third base and a foul ball. Fouled it off himself. Got all the way down to third. There it is. There's Mount Davis.
Yeah, before that was all open. I mean, it was beautiful.
Ball put in for the Raiders. And a great vantage point for football.
Yeah.
Right there by the Bud Light sign is about the 50-yard line when the Raiders were there.
That's right. Yeah.
Three balls, 2 strikes to Nola. Line to left field. That's in for a hit. Back towards the track in the wall. Machado will score. Behind him, Myers trying to score. The throw will be late, and the Padres get 2 more on top 6-0. Austin Nola drives in a pair.
Well, you know what? As we talked about it in our game open about Fernando Tatis Jr. not being on the roster, in the lineup, you have to pick each other up. We talked about how 7 different Padres at least had a hit on Sunday. Well, tonight seems like everybody's getting into the act as well, and that's good to see.
Nola at second base now with 2 outs and Trent Grisham. Snapped an 0 for 22 streak with a base hit in the 4th inning.
By the way, in the game open, it was that first subject we talked about. Remember
First
that?
element?
First element.
Yeah.
Remember that, Donnie?
Yeah, segment A.
Yeah.
Nola at second base, 2 down, 2 runs in. One of the runs charged to the starter, Manaea. His book is now closed. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 5 runs. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 4, and he is on the hook in this one. With the Padres on top now 6-0. Strike call. Aaron charged with a run as well. First batter he faced, Will Myers. He walked, and Myers ends up coming around to score. That walk turns into a run. Swing and a miss, and Grisham strikes out to end the inning. But Austin Nola with a 2-run double. It scores Manny Machado and Will Myers. The Padres adding on halfway through. San Diego on top 6-0. Now for our Land Rover above and beyond play, and Will Myers turning this into a double play. Fly ball to right field, and he makes the catch first, but then comes home and able to get Harrison out at the plate with a good one-hop throw to the plate. Turns into a DP.
That was very nice. It was a perfect one-hop strike to Nola. Blake Snell likes it. El Gallo strutting his stuff. That's going above and beyond, I'll tell you what, for your team. That kid right there. Love Will Myers.
6-0. Padres have the lead. Bottom of the 5th, top of the order for the Athletics. And Snell with pitch 79 of his outing. So Manaea did not hang around through 5, as it turns out. For the 3rd time this season, he has failed to go at least 5 innings in 22 starts.
Oh, thank you. Whoa. Hey now. Oh, now. Thank you.
Whoa.
He's got a legitimate gripe. Should be 2-0. Now it's 0-2. It's tough hitting in the big leagues as it is, right? 1-2.
Swing and a miss, elevates and strikes him out. 5 strikeouts for Snell, 1 down in the 5th inning.
And you have to swing at that high pitch. After the previous 2 off the plate, you have to protect. Way behind the high heat.
1 out in the 5th, and Starling Marte 2 for 2. Double in the 1st, single in the 3rd, stole a base. So he has gone 2 for 2 against Blake Snell. Strike over the inside corner. Snell this year has only gone over 100 pitches 1 time. And it was barely over 100 pitches. 101. 7-inning effort against the Mets at home. 7 innings, 1 hit. No runs in that outing. Last time out against these A's, 86 pitches, and that was in 4 innings of work. Fly ball hit well to deep left field and gone. Starling Marte has hit his 8th home run of the year, and the A's are on the board. 3rd hit of the night for Marte off Snell.
Oh, this is a big time mistake. But the beauty of this is that Blake Snell has some breathing room. It's a fastball. Boy, did he turn on that one. No stride at all. A nice, firm, set base. Throw the hands. That's a no-doubter right there.
There's Matt Olson.
And you know, believe me, I'll tell you. You got to go 5, right, to get the win. Believe me, pitchers think about that. He wants to get the win. He wants to complete this 5th inning.
Fouled off.
Anybody who says that they're not thinking about getting the 5 complete so they can get the win, poppycock. They're lying to you. You want that win.
Foul back, 1-2. A pitch count rising and Stammen up in the Padres pen. Speed 92 for Snell. A 1-2 pitch to Matt Olson. He's got 28 home runs on the year. Trying to elevate that fastball. 2-2. Jed Lowry, the DH. He'll be next. Did he go? No, he did not, says Greg Gibson.
Let's see if Matt Olson went. I don't think so. I think he checked it.
Goes around that time and strikes out. 6th strikeout for Snell. 2 down here in the 5th inning.
Talk about expanding the strike zone on the breaky ball to Olson. Lefty on lefty. 2 strikes. That's the slider way off the plate. Nice bounce back for Snell after the home run.
Here's Jed Lowry, who has struck out twice tonight. Once in the 1st, once in the 3rd, both times swinging. Oakland A's have action of their own as Birch Smith, a right-hander. Bouncing in for ball 2.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not, says Jerry Davis.
Oh, he most definitely went. But I really like Jerry Davis. I think he's one of the better umpires out there.
Oh. Not close. And now a quick word from Fixato.
In 2021, supporting your community means supporting local businesses. Fix Auto Collision Centers want you to know that they're locally owned and operated. Call or click to find a body shop near you.
Well, Jace Tingler running out there to talk here to Snell. With 2 outs in the inning.
Little pep talk. Light a fire. Whatever the case may be. He was patting Austin Nola on the chest there. Kind of like, go to your catcher. Who knows what he was saying, but that's just what I was gathering there.
So the third walk allowed by Snell in his outing takes us to Yan Gomes. 0 for 2. He's grounded to short, fly to right. Got a home run in his debut with the Athletics on Sunday. Ball and a strike. Acquired from Washington last Friday along with Josh Harrison. And 3 RBIs in that debut on Sunday for Gomes. 1-1 pitch to Yan Gomes. That is the most pitches Blake Snell has thrown in a game as a member of the Padres.
And you know what? This is his last hitter regardless. If he gets out, 5 complete. If he walks him, gets on base, gone. It's got to be.
Got to go 5 to make himself eligible to be a winner.
Yeah.
Comes in at 4-4 individually. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Chase the curveball.
Big looping curveball right there. Nice block by Nola.
Fly ball sent foul. The fastball, it was up. Still getting it up there pretty hard. 94 on that last delivery. But really another night where you're looking at 5 innings from Snell and up over 100 pitches.
Yeah, too many pitches. You're right.
Cut down on the walks. There's been 3 of them though still. 2-2. And this is hit to right center field. Back goes Grisham. It'll make the catch shy of the warning track. That ends the inning. So Snell does get through 5. It's 6-1 San Diego. Over the Athletics as we move to the 6th inning. Now the Padres, as far as schedule goes, well, it's the easiest for the month of August, but it's also the toughest in September and October, as the schedules that the Padres have. 430 win percentage against teams in August, but then you start playing some pretty tough teams in the division, especially in September, and that's a lot of Giants, a lot of Dodgers, and that's why the Padres will have the toughest schedule. 571 the opponent winning percentage, so you got to do what you can in the month of August is, I guess, the point of that.
Yeah, and you know what I gather from that is this. During the course of this season, top teams, Padres have played some really good baseball. Beat some really good starting pitching. And then on the other hand, teams that aren't in the race having a little bit of difficulty at times, so kind of streaky.
Birch Smith, third pitcher for the Oakland A's tonight. Ha-Seong Kim leads it off and takes strike 1. Fastball right down the middle. Kim tonight has singled to center, scored a run, and last time up lined out to the shortstop. Ground ball left side. It's the shortstop Andrus. Kim retired for the first out of the 6th inning.
Now batting, number 16.
That'll bring up Jake Marisnik. Singled in the 2nd, popped out to second base in the 4th. The single in the 2nd inning produced a run. Padres scoring 3 times in that 2nd inning. So Manaea, the starter, gives up 5 runs in 4 1/3. Deolis Guerra gave up an inherited run and one of his own earned in 2/3 of an inning. So grounded out to third, the backhand for Chapman. A good throw, and we're quickly 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Boy, that ball was squared up, but right at Chapman, who's got the good glove down there at third base.
Number 28, Tommy.
He might be struggling at the plate, but Chapman always doing well with the leather.
Two down in the 6th inning for Tommy Pham. High curveball. Pham with a home run in the first. Solo shot, lead off. Singled in the second. And a grounder up the middle. This time ranging is Andrews. Soft balance throw. Gets there in time. Nice play by the veteran. It's a 6-pitch inning. It's a 6-1 Padres lead. The lead over the Athletics as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. That is the ninth for Blake Snell as he departs after 5 innings and 105 pitches. New pitcher into the game for the Padres, Craig Stammen.
Mr. Reliable, the workhorse out of this bullpen for San Diego. He's got the two-seamer, curveball, the slider, the cutter. 47th game for Craig. Opponent's only in 224. Very few walks. You talk about strikes. Not only strikes, quality strikes from the veteran right-hander.
6, 7, and 8 scheduled to bat for the Athletics. Ramon Laureano leading it off here for the A's. Laureano has struck out looking and doubled to left. Blake Snell went 5 innings, giving him 6 hits, just the 1 run, the home run by Starling Marte. He's had base runners all over the place, though, and ended up stranding 7. But just the 1 run allowed by Snell. Walked 3, struck out 6.
Did not have a 1-2-3 inning.
Base runners in every inning. And seemingly in scoring position a ton.
Yeah.
Stealing bases, total of 4 thefts. But just couldn't come up with a big hit with the exception of the home run by Starling Marte. The A's are 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Count evens at 2-2.
Seen the A's tonight swinging at a lot of pitches out of the zone, particularly that one, but we saw Blake Snell throw some sliders down in the dirt, curveballs in the dirt, swing and miss. That was a high pitch, high breaking ball, swung on and missed.
Swing and a miss, and Stammen's able to strike out Laureano. First down here at the bottom of the 6th inning.
There's the tight slider from Stammen. Wants it down and away, but the good tilt on that one at 89. Right over the top of it. Those are the ones I was just talking about. The swinging A's are swinging and missing.
1 out in the 6th, and here's Josh Harrison. A single in the 2nd, lined out to left field in the 4th inning. 1 for 2. On the ground to first. Hosmer's got it. He'll take it himself to the bag. 2 down. And now a quick word from Ballast Point.
San Diego, home of the Padres, home of Ballast Point. From home brewers to a household name, we've spent 25 years innovating craft beer.
2 outs here in the 6th inning takes us to Matt Chapman. Walk, a stolen base, and a strikeout for the A's third baseman. Strike 1.
Well, really a testament to this Padre ball club. Talk about their bullpen all the time. When they lead after 6, they're 46-2, the Padres. Stammen 1 out away from completing this bottom half here, but tell you what, it's been number one. It's been number one, I think, from the get-go, Donnie. 2.89 ERA. That bullpen for the Padres just continues to plummet.
I think you worry about the amount of use to this point of the year.
Yeah, you want those numbers to be flipped, right? Starters with leading the league in innings, and relievers with fewer innings than the Padres have this year.
One-two pitch to Matt Chapman. Whoa. Gets away. 2-2.
It's got to be in the low 60s up there, right? First pitch was 69.
Cools off big time.
Yes,
you
it
know
does.
that.
Yeah. Would Donnie be wearing a scarf right about now?
2-2. Did he go? Yeah, he did, according to home plate umpire Paul Clemens, and he applies the tag. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Stammen. To the 7th we go. 6-1 Padres. Padres have the lead over the Athletics as we move to the 7th inning. It's time now to check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. Oh, that's good coverage.
Oh, that's tremendous coverage. A lot of green grass.
7th inning, and the Padres send Jake Cronenworth to the plate here. Back out there is Birch Smith. Had a quick and easy 6th inning, 6-pitch, 3 ground ball out inning. So Bob Melvin runs him right back out there for the 7th. Well, he's quickly ahead, 0-2. On the ground is short, and Andrews for the first out of the 7th inning. Emilio Pagan up in the Padres pen. After 5 from Snell, Stammen works the 6th. Pagan gets ready for the 7th. With 1 out, here's Manny Machado. Manny has grounded back to the mound, popped out to second, and last time up, doubled to the gap in left center field. Came around to score the 5th Padres run. On the ground and diving is Andrus, can't get it. It's a base hit into left, and Machado's got his 2nd hit. A 1-out single here in the 7th for Machado.
Swinging early, getting the high heater. We've seen Manny have some success on the high fastballs. Extra base power, of course, the home run and the single just out of the reach of Elvis Andrus.
1 out, 1 on, and here is Will Myers. Struck out swinging in the 1st, grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd. He walked in the 5th inning and came around to score the 6th Padres run. Fouled off to the right, out of play. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Wait for it.
They went back to the old stock. I don't know what happened.
It was a good snap.
It was okay.
Good snappage.
I missed the old stock. As Myers strikes out, and that is the first strikeout for Birch. And 2 down here in the 7th.
Up and in. Wanted it away. But like a lot of power hitters, they like that high fastball. Will can't catch up to it.
2 outs and Machado at first base for Eric Hosmer. Line to center field and a ringing single for Eric Hosmer. They've been frustrated to this point of the night. Had been 0 for 3, but a single to center field. The Padres have 2 on with 2 outs here in the 7th.
Now everybody in the lineup, with the exception of Will Myers, has a big league knock tonight. They're spreading the love around right up the center. I think that ball went directly over the mound and second base, straight into center field.
Six different players have scored a run, 8 different players with a hit. So yeah, they're spreading it around as they did on Sunday against the Rockies. And curveball dropping in for strike 1 to Austin Nola. Nola able to knock in 2 runs with his double in the 5th inning. Scored Machado and Myers. At the time put the Padres on top 6-0. Fouled way to the right, out of play. Pagan getting ready in the pen. Breaking ball that is fouled off again. Bart Smith has gone an inning and 2/3 in relief. Giving up 2 singles in this inning. 1 to Machado, 1 to Hosmer. Nola waiting on an 0-2 pitch. Line to right field, a base hit. Machado will be stopped at third, and the bases are loaded. Throw goes to the plate, and the bases are loaded for the Padres here in the 7th inning. Nola picks up his 3rd hit of the ball game.
This ball was hit so hard, Bobby Dickerson, the third base coach, has no choice but to hold Manny Machado. This ball is rifled to right. It's a one-hopper. Laureano has got a cannon out there in right field. Very accurate as well. Stop sign.
Now Padres hitters 5 for 8 with runners in scoring position. There's Trent Grisham. 1-for-3, a single to right in the 4th inning. And a curveball snapped off for strike 1. Bases filled with Friars with 2 down here in the 7th.
Well, the opponents have not been kind to Bert Smith as Manny works on his bubble blowing. Over the last 10 games for Bert Smith, a 7.94 ERA. That's over 11 1/3 innings pitched. 11 runs. Ouch, bad.
Ball 2. Bases loaded, 2 down here in the 7th inning. A 2-1 pitch. Popped up. Foul ground, lots of it. Chapman won't get there. So much. 2-2. Yan Gomes also pursuing that ball. Chapman ended up being the closest, but no chance to make that play.
I just had a flashback of Terry Steinbach just looking at Jan Gomes going back to the dish to put on the gear. Turn around with the catcher's gear and that A's helmet flipped backwards.
I saw Gene Tennis.
Oh, and Tanachi, very nice.
Yes.
He wore his hat just under his mask. Talk about crazy, right?
Bases loaded, 2 down. 2-2 pitch. Lined into center field, a base hit. Machado will score. Hosmer being waved around. The throw is going to be late. Missed the tag, and Hosmer goes back to tag the plate. 2 more runs for the Padres, and they take an 8-1 lead. Trent Grisham driving in a pair.
Number 7,
Well, Trent Grisham hitting the ball very hard tonight. Straight up the bill. I think Bert Smith got a little glove on that. Doesn't matter, though, because with 2 strikes, they are running. And here's the missed tag. Oh, you know, I think he got the tip of home plate. He just went back to make sure.
So a single for Grisham, who drives in 2, and now Ha-Sung Kim, it's a fly ball to left. And the catch made by Canna to end the inning. 2 more for the Friars, 8-1 San Diego. Valley Sports presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, official partner of the San Diego Padres. By Appliance Alley, San Diego's largest locally owned appliance center. And by GMC. Padres pretty good tonight defensively and certainly offensively. An 8-1 lead, and their 3rd pitcher of the night, Emilio Pagan, into the game.
Struck out the side for the 4th time Saturday night against the Rockies. That was in the 8th inning. Enters his 47th game. More strikeouts than innings pitched. Opponent's hitting .221 off Emilio Pagan. He leads the pen with 14 holds.
Elvis Andrus to lead it off here in the 7th inning. Has walked and flied out to center field. Craig Stammen, excellent as always. A 1-2-3 6th inning, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. After Blake Snell with the first 5, only allowing a run. The home run by Starling Marte. Oh, 1. It is Andrus, Canna, and Marte scheduled in this inning. Marte is a triple shy of hitting for the cycle in this game for the A's. Pagan's 1-1 to Elvis Andrus. Line to right center, and Grisham will dive and make the play. The Gold Glove center fielder Trent Grisham laying it out in right center. What a catch out there by Trent Grisham.
That is not an easy play. As we take a look, this ball slicing off the right-handed bat, times it perfectly. Taking away extra bases, and Will Myers backing up nicely. There's Gold out there in center field for San Diego. Nice play.
Pagan appreciates it. The rest of the infield turned and appreciated it as well. 1 out in the 7th. Thanks to the play by Grisham in center. Here's Mark Canna. Canna with a single back in the 1st inning. Since then has flied out to right and struck out swinging. There's a strike right to the knees. There's Starling Marte waiting on deck for the Athletics as they bat here in the 7th. One of the newest members of the A's. Two-one pitch.
Yes, he did.
Did he go? No. Your favorite umpire has not been in line with your thoughts.
Well, Jerry Davis has the best view.
Better than yours?
I trust his judgment. Yeah, believe it or not, yes, he does. Yeah. Tell you what, on YouTube, I'll go back and watch some old games from like the 70s and 80s. Guys have like full swings and they don't even check.
That's a strike.
It's unbelievable. And I'm like, how come you not? No check, no nothing. Like a full swing.
Hey, Matt Strom's up.
Nice. Welcome back, Matt. Wow. Look at that moss.
Fantastic.
It's long and flowing. Fabio-like.
Oh, yeah. 3-2 pitch coming up to Mark Canha. On the ground is short. Nice pick by Cam at short. His throw is good, and there are 2 outs. He's been fun to watch defensively.
Padres have got themselves a couple of good shortstops, that's for sure. And you can plug in Jake Cronenworth out there as well. So well suited at the shortstop position for San Diego.
Two outs, 6 in a row, retired by Padres pitching. And here comes Starling Marte. Mentioned moments ago, he is a triple shy of hitting for the cycle. 21 cycles dating back to 1883. Mark Ellis was the last one in A's history. Ball 1. Doubled in the first, singled in the third, homered in the 5th. Ground ball to first base, and Hosmer flips. There is Pagan for the out that ends the inning. Great defense turned in by the Padres center fielder Trent Grisham, laying it out in right center. Padres have an 8-1 lead as we head to the 8th. All right, guys, thanks very much. Here's a pop-up off the bat of Marisnik, and there to make the play is Olsen. First baseman down onto the infield grass. Marisnik retired for the first out of the 8th inning.
Yeah, stay tuned to the postgame show with Mike and Mark. I'm sure they got a lot in the hopper. Plenty to talk about.
Tommy Pham has had a 2-hit night, a home run to lead it off in the first inning. Then he singled to center in the second inning to drive in another run as he takes a look at strike 1. Breaking ball called a strike. Not sure it was. Coach Smith out there for his 3rd inning of relief. Gave up 2 runs in the 7th inning. Padres adding on.
You know, I think the A's should go with the green hat, yellow bill with these uniforms to accent the gold border on their unis tonight, which I love the Kelly green. I know we've discussed this before, but I think the green hat with the yellow bill would really make it pop, like a nice pocket square. Like that bill right there.
Right
that cap.
there.
That's the cap I think they should be wearing tonight. And that kid is wearing the same jersey, I think. See how it pops?
That's the look you're after right there.
That's right. That's it.
That's it.
Yep. That green bill, green hat.
1-2 pitch. You are kind of a uniform connoisseur, too.
Uniform geek, yes, I would say. Absolutely. The little intricacies of the uniform, and ever since I was a kid, I was just intrigued with big league uniforms.
2-2 is on the ground to shortstop. And the throw is off the mark, but applying the tag is Olsen. And there are 2 outs in the inning.
You know another thing I liked about the old-time A's back in the day?
What's that?
Back in the early 70s when they won the 3 world championships, I thought it was one of the coolest things ever. Dick Williams and his staff, if you were a coach, had the white hat with the green bill. The players,
just the coaching
just
staff?
the coaching staff.
Wow.
And the players had the green hat with the yellow bill. Very cool look.
That's very different.
Very cool.
I've never seen that.
Yep.
Huh. Well, I know you're really into it.
Yeah.
I do follow you on Twitter. And during the NFL season, I know you weigh in several times on NFL uniforms.
Yeah.
You cross all kinds of sports.
Even down to the stripes, like on the pants or the jerseys or whatever.
The piping. You're big on the piping.
The piping should be like in unison with the shirt and the pants, the order of the colors and stuff like that. It's useless nonsense, really, Don.
What do you think about the Padres uniforms?
I love the pins. I love the brown because it sticks out. When you turn on the TV and you're watching, surfing, seeing a game, you know that the Padres are playing.
But how about the piping? How do you feel about the piping?
Piping, yeah.
You're all about the piping?
Piping on
the Padres uniform.
You know what? For pinstripe, I would like no piping.
No piping.
Just straight pinstripe. Yeah.
Fewer piping?
Fewer piping. Like the Rockies, Yankees, they don't have the piping.
See, I think it pops.
Yeah.
The piping pops.
Yeah, it's all subjective, sure. Yeah.
And the swinging friar is the same color.
I love the swinging friar.
The background is anyway.
Yeah.
That's away. Ball 4 to Jake Cronenworth with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Now batting. Number 13, Manny Machado.
Here comes Manny Machado. Should be Wendelken up in the pen. And a 2-hit night.
You know what else was awesome back in the day? I'm a big fan of looking at team pictures.
Mm-hmm.
The A's back in early 70s, they took their team picture staggered. Green jersey, white jersey, gold. Green, white, gold. Green, white, gold. All the way down the line through the rows.
Wow.
And that was really a cool looking team picture.
Must have been tough to put together. And to match everything up.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Helmets are really my thing.
What's your favorite?
I mean, I have several, but I mean, I just, when I was a kid, you know, you get the ice cream in the helmet. I loved that. I would try to collect as many as I possibly could.
Yeah.
No 2 pitch. And it's grounded foul. The protection for the bullpen didn't do a great job there. That quickly got by the ball attendant.
Yeah, it's that's big time duty down there.
It is, because the catcher's got his back to the plate.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on. The balls can get there very quickly because, of course, the bullpens are exposed. The 0-2 pitch coming to Machado. In the air, foul ground. Laureano has got to play, and he makes it. In the Padres bullpen, as it turns out. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Padres have an 8-1 lead. Padres on top of the Oakland A's, and what a welcome sight this is to see Matt Strahm back on the mound for the Padres.
Last time he was on a big league mound was back in San Francisco, September 27th, 2020. Welcome back, Matt. He's on the 60-day IL. Right patellar tendon injury from the left side. 19 games. 189 opponent's batting average. Those are last season's numbers in 20-plus innings.
Matt Olson leading it off here in the 8th. 0-for-3 is the Oakland A's first baseman tonight. Popped out, ground out, struck out.
And if you need a refresher course on Matt Strahm, four-seamer, sinker, curveball, slider, changeup. Always working from the stretch.
Fouled off to left out of play, 1-2. There's 3 rehab appearances at El Paso. Last worked on July 30th, went 3 innings. So he's kind of being stretched out per usual, the way he was used in the past. A lot of outings of 3 innings for Strahm. 1-2 pitch. Foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. In 2020, scoreless appearances in 14 of 19 outings for him. Jam job there and a ground ball left side. It's Kim. Gets it there. Good pick on the other side by Hosmer. Nice play to get Olson. Padres were in the shift as Machado's in right field, so it was only Kim on the left side. And Hosmer bails him out as he digs it out of the dirt for out number 1.
You know, he gets jammed big time here, so this ball has got some funky spin on it. And Kim, there's the first hop. Backhand gets in a good throwing position, and on the back end, the pick. You the man. Oh, I know I am.
1 down in the 8th for Jed Lowry. Lowry struck out swinging in the first. Did it again in the 3rd. For walking in the 5th inning.
I wonder if Matt Strahm is still on the raw egg diet. Remember that one spring he was like...
Yes, he was eating like 18 eggs a day.
Yeah, raw.
Oof.
What in the Rocky Balboa is going on with that?
Well, he was trying to gain. Remember, he was trying to put some weight on.
Yeah. Just eat donuts.
I don't think he should go on
That's
the U
my,
plan.
That's
I don't
my
think
plan.
that.
I'll take a dozen of the jelly filled. Trying to gain some weight.
We've decided we're going to put you on the mud plan. We're going to start you off with 12 links of sausage this morning. And then we're going to have some donuts.
Remember, you don't have to be hungry to have a donut.
Yeah. So this popped up foul. You're going to gain weight very quickly. Just follow the plan.
Big carb plan for me.
Yes. No exercise. That's the other thing. Do not, under any circumstances, exercise.
My exercise is going to the refrigerator. That's how I get my cardio.
We have to get you up to the booth, which sometimes is tough. 2-2. We are on the 5th floor.
I tell you what, I'll be honest with you. I have to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Force myself. Every time I'm in the car, like I pass a donut shop.
Not to stop.
It's like, it's a magnet. Like, trying to.
All of a sudden the car takes over. Next thing you know, you're in line. And next thing you know, there's a dozen. This is the center and deep. Back is Grisham to make the catch on the dirt of the track for out number 2. Ball sent a long way, but Trent Grisham's out there. 2 down.
This ball is struck really well. First move back. Plenty of room to make the catch.
2 down for Yan Gomes. 0 for 3 for the Athletics catcher. Scouted a short, fly to right, fly to center.
Be honest with me. In your life,
Yes.
have you ever passed up a box of donuts, walked by and not partake?
Yes.
Really?
I have.
I haven't.
I've done it here. Willpower is not your thing, really,
No.
is it?
No.
It's not.
And I'll admit it.
No 2 pitch coming up here to 2 Gomes. Swinging a foul tip held onto. Well, what a nice return for Matt Strom. His first strikeout of 2021. It's a 1-2, 3/8, an 8-1 Padres lead. How plays of the game.
Well, everybody get atop the podium. The top podium, that is, because 8-1 lead here for San Diego. Everybody's getting into the act. Tommy Pham led us this ball game with a round tripper. 13 hits for the Padres tonight. The only Padre without a hit is Will Myers, but he walked, he scored a run, so he contributed as well. 7 different players have scored a run, 8 different players with a hit. Oh yeah, there's a lot of up and down in that Padre dugout up in Oakland. 13 hits for the guys in brown and gold. Taking the rest away the home. Here's Don Orsillo. Don.
Thanks very much, Mudley. As JB Wendelken into the game now for the Athletics.
Right-hander. 4.30 ERA. We saw him here in San Diego. Can get a little wild. 12 walks in 23 innings pitched. Will looking for that first hit tonight. As I mentioned, he walked and scored a run earlier.
Two 2-0. Rich Smith did a pretty good job. 3 innings of relief. Logged some innings anyway. Did give up 2 runs in the 7th on 4 hits. He walked 1 and struck out about it with 3 innings out of the pen tonight for the Athletics. Ground ball foul. Sean Manaea on the hook in this one for the A's. Their starter. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 5 runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 4. Came into this game individually at 9 and 8. He would move to 9 and 9 individually. Strike 2. Ball 3. Miguel Diaz up in the Padres pen. Strike 3. Went around, the indication by the home plate umpire Paul Clemens. That's out number 1 of the 9th inning. 3rd time Myers has struck out in this game.
I think he wanted to change his mind in the middle.
He tried.
Yeah, but he couldn't hold up.
So 1 out in the 9th, and here's Eric Hosmer. A single his last time up, came around to score the 8th Padres run. A 1-for-4 night for Hosmer. Well, since Padres hit a home run tonight, you get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with a purchase of a large drink. And they took care of that right away. First batter of the game, Tommy Pham, homered back in the first inning.
After that Jumbo Jack and a free drink, and find the local donut shop for dessert. Have a donut.
Bounces in for ball 3. Have you ever eaten an entire dozen donuts by yourself?
Not in one sitting. 12 donut holes, yes. Remember that bag of donut holes we had up here last homestand?
Yes.
No chance.
It's ball 4 to Hosmer. He's aboard with 1 out. There's another walk for Wendelken.
I had like 16 of them.
Here's Austin Nola, who's had a good night. 3 hits. And a couple of runs, 2 singles and a double.
Nola using the whole field tonight, literally. First hit center, second hit left, third hit right.
Hosmer at first with 1 down. They don't hold him on as Olsen plays behind him. There's a strike. Strike 2. Lined into center field, and a 4-hit night for Austin Nola. Hosmer takes second on a single for Nola. Third single to go along with a double and a 4-hit night.
Have a good night in the big leagues. There's a hanging breaking ball. Nice easy swing, pull side. And the Padre catcher once again chalks up another hit.
The Padres have been very good with runners in scoring position tonight. They are 6 for 10 in that category, while the Athletics, they're 0 for 10. After a strikeout of Myers, a walk and a single here in the 9th, and here's Trent Grisham. That misses away, 2-0. Wendelken really does have trouble with his control. It's all over the place.
Yeah, he can walk a few. He can get wild. Wild in the zone as well.
Three and 0. Take a little stroll around the mound, counterclockwise. There's a strike, 3-1. Grisham hits it in the air to deep center field. Marte back with room. Will make the catch shy of the track. Tagging at second and moving to third is Hosmer on the long fly out to center field. 2 down now in the ninth.
Number 7, Paul Summerfield.
Pretty big yard in Oakland when you look at straightaway center field. That one sounded good, but underneath it a little bit too much and it was too high.
So 2 outs, first and third, and that brings up Ha-Sung Kim. And a base hit back in the second inning. A single came around to score a run. And a fastball running in on him. Down low, 1-1. Myers struck out to begin the inning. Hosmer walked. The single by Nola to center, his 4th hit of the night. Grisham gives one a ride to deep center. Hosmer tags up, moves from second to third. They're at the corners with 2 down. And a 1-1 to Kim. Fastball by him, 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out when Delkin gets him to end the inning. Padres strand a pair. We head to the bottom of the ninth, 8-1 Padres.
Welcome to the future. Yeah. Welcome to the welcome to the welcome to the future. Yeah. Welcome to the welcome to the you are welcome to a new dawn, a new day, a new world. Yeah. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future.
Padres on top in this one by a score of 8-1 as we head to the last half of the ninth inning. And a new pitcher in for the Padres. Their 5th arm of the night is Miguel Diaz.
A lot of changeups, but the good fastball also. Mid to upper 90s on that fastball. This season, 18 games, now make it 19. Opponent's only hitting 198 off the right-hander. More strikeouts than innings pitched. There's a streak of wildness as well. 16 free passes in 30-plus innings.
Ramon Laureano to lead it off for the A's. Laureano has struck out twice and double. Also stolen a base. Swing and a miss, and down to one knee goes Laureano. Down the left field line, a fair ball, and into the corner. Rusnick over to play it. Laureano headed to second base with a stand-up double to begin things in the bottom of the ninth inning. Brings up a string of 10 in a row retired by Padres pitching.
Well, after throwing a nice changeup, Laureano gets a pitch here, middle in. He puts a good swing on this one. Manny's good down at third base, but no chance of getting that one as it's hit sharply over his head for the double.
It's Josh Harrison. Strike call. Harrison singled in the infield in the second inning. Lined out to left in the fourth, grounded out to first base in the sixth inning.
Hey.
Up and in. Two and one. Jammed him, and a pop-up coming from second is Cronenworth to make the catch for out number one. Now tomorrow we play day baseball from Oakland, the finale of the brief 2-game series. It'll be Joe Musgrove on the mound against Frankie Montos. As Montos will get the start for the Oakland A's, Musgrove for the Padres will be on the air at noon with Padres Live, the pregame show. And it's game 2 of the 2-game series between the Padres and the Oakland A's.
A lot of sliders and curveballs tomorrow.
Some fouled off of Nola. That one rattled him. Also got the umpire, I think.
You know what else is going to happen tomorrow?
What's that?
I'm bringing in a box of donuts.
You are?
Absolutely. Any requests?
I like chocolate frosted.
Like old-fashioned chocolate cake?
No,
the chocolate
the
cake.
chocolate on top.
The chocolate cake donut with the chocolate, or the take two?
I just like it chocolate frosted.
Yeah, with the cake donut with the chocolate on it. That's what they're called. Cake, regular, original cake donut.
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. 1-1 pitch coming up here to Chapman. The whole donut is not chocolate.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a plain cake donut is one that's traditionally used for dunking.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the round one that looks just brown, right? That's
the top part.
Yeah, that's a cake donut, just a regular cake donut.
1-2 pitch is strike 3. First strikeout for Diaz. 2 down in the ninth.
Now batting. Number 17, Elvis Andrews.
Well, when you got that changeup, and then you throw the fastball 95, and you place it exactly where you want it, yeah. That'll do it.
Elvis Andrews 0 for 2 with a walk in the ball game from the number 9 spot in the Oakland A's order. Fouled at the dish. Well, the Giants have lost tonight. And the Dodgers right now are trailing. Padres 6.5 games back as they're not away from a victory here tonight in Oakland. That's 3-0 Astros on top of the Dodgers. Are in the top of the 8th inning at Dodger Stadium. Strike 2. 2 down, Laureano at second base for the A's. Friar Faithful standing as one in Oakland. 0-2. Hey, struck him out, and the Padres win. So Diaz works his way around a leadoff double, and the Padres come up big with an 8-1 win in Game 1 as the Padres take the first one, and it started well. Tommy Pham's home run. 8-1 the final. Padres win it. It's time for Padres Live, the postgame show. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?